What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering. And anytime you have a big, how do I say, a big like cultural hit in entertainment, whether it's, a new type of music that's popular or cultural phenomenon that was the Marvel films during the early late 2019s, early 2020s, you're going to have everybody like fawning over it to say that this is a thing that validates my political opinions, even though there may not be anything overtly mentioned. Now, apparently, Squid Game is about Donald Trump. So we can't have anything. We can't have anything without getting political. Now, look, Donald Trump was a very, bombastic, memeable character. So I think coming from a foreign audience, maybe it's a little bit different. Also, we're finding out now that it is apparently a allegory of why capitalism will fail. Just enjoy the show, people. If you enjoy the show, just enjoy the show. And you know what? What's a great way to watch content anonymously? It's by using a VPN. I use private internet access. Check out the special offer. Huge shout out to this video's sponsor, Private Internet Access. Hey, October is Cybersecurity Month, and they've got an amazing offer for you. It's 2021. If you don't have a VPN yet, there are several reasons why you'll want to sign up today. One, you can browse anonymously. Keep your browsing habits to yourself. You can keep your data away from big tech so that they can't resell it. And you can access region-locked content so you can open up a whole new catalog of online content to enjoy, whether it's anime or movies that might not be available in your area. You can get at it using a VPN. And the VPN I use on my phone, my tablets, my PCs, and my laptops is Private Internet Access, and they've given an amazing offer. It is just $2.08 a month, plus 2 months free, plus 3 free years of Private Internet Access's antivirus. If you haven't signed up today, use my link in the description or pinned comment down below to get Private Internet Access today. Now, this article is via Abounding into Comics, which does skew a little bit to being, more sensitive to this type of thing. I don't say that like in a bad way, but sometimes, maybe it's really nothing. Squid Game creator reveals that former President Donald Trump inspired the show's villainous VIPs. It's almost like he's running a game show, not a country. The creator of Netflix's popular Korean survival drama Squid Game has recently revealed he drew inspiration from Donald Trump to materialize his ideas for the critically acclaimed show, claiming that former president's administration felt like a game show. Well, I'm not exactly sure which one feels more like Squid Game now or then, but I suppose it depends who you ask. I conceived of these theories for the show back in 2008. Okay, so nearly a decade before he was president. But anyway, he recently told IndieWire, at the time, there was the Lehman Brothers crisis. The Korean economy was badly affected, and I was also economically struggling. The Squid Game creator went on to explain that over the past 10 years, there were a lot of issues. There was the crypto boom, where people around the world, especially young people in Korea, would go all in and invest their money in crypto. By the way, I'm not a crypto expert, but I'm all for decentralization. And there was a rise in IT giants like Facebook, Google. And in Korea, there's Naver. And there's just restructuring of our lives, he pointed out, that it's innovative. But these IT giants they also got very rich. According to the director, Squid Game's rich and villainous VIPs were mainly inspired by Donald Trump, more specifically after he became the president of the United States. To provide further context, for those who may not be familiar with Squid Game, VIPs are the insanely wealthy and corrupt characters that are introduced near the end of the show's first season, who wore expensive-looking animal masks and bet on participants of the show's competition. Now, I'm not going to issue any spoilers here. I still think the show is worth watching. And honestly, I have no idea how he was portrayed in international media. But if it was anything like he was portrayed here in the media, I think you could understand why people might think he's a bit of a interesting character. Now, he doesn't actually reveal what actually he believes that the former President Donald Trump, or wait, I'm sorry. He does not reveal why exactly he believes the former President Donald Trump is the embodiment of the greedy and villainous nature of the VIPs in his popular Netflix series. Well, to be honest with you, you could probably say this about any president. Every president ever, to me, seems villainous. Was the Squid Game creator not aware that the 45th president of the United States promised during his presidential election campaign that he would be turning down the $400,000 annual U.S. president salary? First thing I'm going to tell you is that when I'm elected president, I'm accepting no salary. He said not only did the former U.S. president promise that he wouldn't accept the presidential salary, but he kept his promise and donated a grand total of $1.6 million to various federal agencies, thus becoming the first president since John F. Kennedy to donate a salary. Some of the agencies Trump donated to include the Department of Interior's National Park Service, Small Business Administration, Department of Agriculture, and the Health Institute. I mean, to me, that's probably what he had to say to get the show on Netflix. I don't know. I mean, that's probably how you get it greenlit. I don't think that it's necessarily like TDS. It doesn't seem like that. Just, he's just consuming content from halfway across the world. At times it did feel a little bit like a game show here in this country. It still does every day. When I have to hear about, if you would have told me that Donald Trump was going to run for president and win, I think pretty much everyone would have thought that was insane. Now it's like, oh, is it going to be Oprah or The Rock next time? And like, I don't know if that's okay either. However, now Squid Game proves capitalism doesn't work, says North Korea. All the like leftist media outlets are supporting this narrative. They're happy about it because, they are commies. Squid Game is a lot of things. It's disturbing. It's apparently the most viewed original series that Netflix has ever released. And according to North Korea, it's also proof capitalism doesn't work. It is said that Squid Game makes people realize the sad reality of the beastly South Korean society in which human beings are driven to extreme competition and their humanity is being wiped out. State-run media wrote on Tuesday. The show depicts the process of hundreds of people are forced to live a terrible life, struggling with unbearable debt, in a brutal game where they end each other to claim the prize money that goes to just one winner. Yeah, that's just like every game show. And that's not necessarily how capitalism works either. I suppose under communism, everyone just starves. Squid Game, which started back on September 17th, focuses on a desperately indebted group of people. They're first tricked into the tournament of children's games. Squid Game is the name of a popular schoolyard game. But then many of them volunteer to come back, realizing the games may be their only chance to win the money they need to survive. The odds of survival aren't good. Think Hunger Games, only featuring contests such as red light or green light and marbles. Squid Game has become the unexpected hit around the world. It's been widely watched in China, despite Netflix being banned. They must be using a VPN. If only I had offered an insane, great discount for a VPN. In South Korea, Squid Game was responsible for so much online activity, a broadband provider sued Netflix for surging network costs. South Korean politicians have seized on its popularity to use the show to criticize opponents for corruption and ineptitude. Eventually, the country's communist neighbor couldn't resist the same impulse. It is in the current South Korean society where the number of losers in fierce competition such as employment, real estate, and stocks increased dramatically. The North Korean propaganda reads, it adds that Squid Game shows the reality of living in a world where people are judged only by their money. North Korea and South Korea, of course, aren't exactly bestie friendies. This is a show, that has now reached, by the way, 111 million viewers. Probably more if people are using VPNs. And people are talking about, a season 2. Everything that I've seen around a season 2 is that it isn't necessarily on the horizon. But what we do know is that given the amount of money, I should say, that people can make, that can be offered by Netflix to offer a season 2, I'd be willing to bet that the director is going to change their mind. Rolling Stone also giving, giving light to this. You see, North Korea gives props to Squid Game for critiquing South Korea's beastly reality of capitalism. And it says, well, fair enough. Of course, again, more of these anti-capitalism people working for companies that wouldn't exist if not for capitalism. It's fun to dream about a world where inequities don't exist, and it's a noble goal. It truly is. It just isn't one that is been realistically played out on a large scale almost ever, as far as I know. I think we would all agree that we would want the differences between the world's richest and the world's poorest to be, tightened up a little bit, or that, there was a better path for people to get out of bad situations. But unfortunately, for these commies, they just don't have a strong history of being better than capitalism. Capitalism is what brought you Squid Game in the first place. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you check out private internet access before you leave. Get yourself protected, browse anonymously, and access region lock content. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.